championship before with Oklahoma. In fact, 3 times in a row, 102 and 03, but has never done it as a member and head coach of Houston. Houston wins the tip, and we are underway.
Kelvin looked much younger back then, John.
Milos Uzan here. Sharp, clean look, straight on, buries it. That's too easy.
You can't do that. You can't start off the game giving him a look like that.
All right, so Fran, if Arizona's going to pull this win off, what's this game going to look like?
Toughness. Toughness. This kid can shoot it. Can he get it back?
Del Orso not able to hit, and it's out of bounds.
Let's put it this way. Houston is the bully on the block. I learned this growing up in New York. The way you fight the bully is you get the first punch in. They have the guard play and the toughness in the backcourt to match Houston. You cannot let them get the better of you in terms of toughness. You got to be tougher than them.
No Juwan Roberts. He's in street clothes and a boot, and so Arsenault starts along with Uzan, Cryer, Sharp, and Tugler.
Toughness means 50-50 balls, hitting the glass hard, going to the basket strong.
Love finds Del Orso. Del Orso, high arcing shot, and that missed everything, and it felt like that was in anticipation of the length of Tugler.
Well, I think we're going to see KJ Lewis soon, because this is his kind of game.
Sharp inside, no call, knocked away. Arizona on the move. They're great transition. Here's Bradley inside. Layup wouldn't go.
Got a break.
Sharp at the basket. And a little too strong as he goes tumbling down. Back and forth we go.
They've got a 5-on-4.
And not able to take advantage of the numbers. Here's Love. And that one tipped away. Arsenault saves it off the Tugler tip. And here comes Uzan. Houston into the front court, leading 3-0 in our championship game. Uzan off the glass, wouldn't fall.
That's toughness right there from Tobe Awaka. John, first 3 possessions, he's tried to get offensive rebounds, and Houston's kept him off the glass.
Townsend and Sharp battling. Now it's Awaka, top of the key. Tugler pops out. Caleb Love on Cryer. Love with a size advantage. Step back. That doesn't go. Tip for the loose ball, and eventually Tugler comes away with it. Teams have combined to go 1 for 10.
Very similar to the game in Tucson. Neither team could hit a 3.
Cryer can't hit. Awaka the rebound. Arizona and Houston for the Big 12 championship. Houston most likely will be a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. Townsend gets a piece of the paint, goes up top, gets his own miss, and tosses back out. Bradley spinning, shooting. And a loose ball and a foul against Arizona. It'll go the other way. And Henry Vasar will check in for Arizona, and Tommy Lloyd, and as well Carter Bryant checking in.
The team that's on the floor for Arizona is their best team. Vasar and Lewis come off the bench, but in effect they're starters. And let's see if they can get the offense going a little bit.
3-0 here in the early going, a little over 3 minutes into the game. Uzan. Wilson with the shot clock under 10, working on Lewis, who's a good defender. Here's Cryer, turns the corner by the free throw line and gets it to go.
He shot that off the opposite foot too. He's a master of organized off-balance shots, and when he shoots it, he's always on balance at the top.
Bryant. And now they swing it back right side, and Bradley. Feed inside, Vasar the stuff, and Arizona's on the board.
Good look by KJ Lewis. He filled the stat sheet last night.
Yeah, KJ Lewis been filling the stat sheet through 2 games in this Big 12 tourney. Does a little bit of everything. And as mentioned, a plus defender. Wilson puts it on the deck. Tried to reverse it. Vesar rebounds. Feed down low, out of bounds, and a turnover. And a timeout on the court. Houston leading it 5-2.
Watch LJ Cryer now. He's gotten so good in the high paint area. Wrong foot, but he squares. And then how about Vesar? Henry Vesar, one of the more improved players in college basketball.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. Kansas City getting a peek at official Kip Kissinger wearing ref cam for us today, along with Marquise Pettigrew and Doug Sermons. Thanks to those guys for those really cool looks you're seeing. Hey, what's going on, Kelvin Sampson? Getting ready to toss a basketball up in the air, and it's a foul. Cryer to the basket, and that's a look from ref cam. And this is the only conference where the officials agreed to wear these cameras, so we appreciate Kip, Marquise, and Doug for doing that work, and they'll be giving us these looks all game long. It's part of basically a neoprene suit that the camera's there, and they'll do a little extra sweating today. But we thank them for participating and helping out our broadcast.
Think the fans will cut them any kind of break?
No.
No, I don't think so either.
That's a takeaway. Bradley pushing up ahead. Bradley. And he gets fouled. Let's check in with Chris Budden.
Kelvin Sampson, during that last timeout, very unhappy with his team's decision-making on the offensive end. Said you guys are playing selfish. Instead of making the extra pass, you're trying to do too much. A lot of that criticism was looking at Emmanuel Sharp.
Fran Fraschilla, at the outset of this broadcast, I asked you, what's this need to look like for Arizona? Yes, they're down, but the teams are combined 3 for 16. It's looking the way they want it to look so far, right?
You know what? In the first matchup, the teams combined 7 of 28 from 3. Obviously, Arizona does not shoot the 3-ball well. Houston does. So Arizona wants to make this a in-the-mud, physical, nasty, loose ball. Few elbows here and there, not illegal, not over the top.
No, you'll see them at the line a lot, though. They're a team that have attempted the second most free throws in the country, and they're a great free throw shooting team at 79%. 1-point game here. The championship underway as Cryer spots up Wilson. Baseline jumper. And that's tipped out, and Love secures it.
Look at
Bradley on the go.
They get out and run and get some layups and not have to settle in the half court. That would be good.
Good look to Vesar, but he had it stripped away.
Vesar really moves his feet well on those pick and rolls.
Uzan probing, and a little floater. That wouldn't fall. Gotta figure even just anticipating Henry Vesar and that 7-foot-tall wingspan.
Jawan Roberts in the last game could not score inside, and prior to that, he was the go-to guy. I think Caleb Love's got to stay aggressive now. He's been a little bit taking pictures and watching.
Rebound pulled down by Javier Francis, and Uzan and the Cougs into the front court. Houston by a point. Francis, and his pass intended for Arsenault, and it's out of bounds.
This is an excellent defensive start for Arizona. Unfortunately, they're not able to get it going offensively yet. And what I said about Caleb Love, John, I know this sounds counterintuitive because of some of the criticism he takes, but I want to see him stay aggressive today. And if he goes 5 for 18, they probably don't win. But they can't win unless he has a big game, not just scoring, but getting his teammates involved.
He went 10 for 15, including 5 of 8 from 3, 27 points in the semis. A win against Texas Tech. Here's Love as Tugler popped out. Bryant. Love from deep. And it's out of bounds. It'll be Houston basketball. 13-17 to go here in the first half. And it's Houston leading by a point. Last year, the Cougs got to the championship and were soundly thumped by Iowa State. Vasar grabbing a seat.
No, that was a game where Kelvin Sampson pretty much threw in the towel. Roberts didn't play. They had multiple injuries.
Wilson with Lewis on him. Tugler hands it back to Wilson. Arsenault spinning, and that one will roll home for Terrence Arsenault.
He's been nursing a little bit of that Achilles injuries, bothered him a little bit, but he's an X factor for this team in the NCAA tournament coming up. You know, as of today, John, I think Houston, to me, might be the best team in the country.
All right.
They've got one loss since late November. That's not a good shot.
Uzan at the basket.
And that's a reason why. In the last month, he's been outstanding, and I like the way they push it. If Arizona is going to win this game, they got to beat Houston up the court and get some transition baskets, and they are the best running team in the Big 12.
Kelvin Sampson taking Malik Wilson out. L.J. Cryer in.
Good finish right there. K.J. Lewis yesterday, we talked about him. 15, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 blocks, 2 steals. He sold 11 bags of popcorn, sold a couple of T-shirts outside. Pretty much did it all.
9-7. We close in on the 12-minute mark. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla, Chris Budden. Uzan wide open. And nothing but net for Milos.
That was a mistake, and probably because they just subbed 2 guys in.
Bryant puts it on the floor, and that one rejected. Timeout on the court. It's our under 12 timeout. Houston, they're 4th in the country in 3-point field goal percentage. Milos Uzan over 40%, and he knocks that one down. Houston with the lead.
We'll just do one. Ready? Coach points at a premium early. What do you thought of the shot selection of your guys so far?
Shot selection is not bad, but you know, Arizona is so good in transition that when our point guard is shooting a layup, then we got to know who rotates back because he can't get back. So just little things, but you know, third game in 3 days. Teams on the third day, their legs are going to be at a premium. So both teams just got to gut it out.
Okay, Coach.
All right.
Coach, points at a premium early. What have you thought of the shot selection of your guys so far?
Shot selection is not bad, but you know, Arizona is so good in transition that when our point guard is shooting a layup, then we got to know who rotates back because he can't get back. So just little things, but you know, third game in 3 days. Teams on the third day, their legs are going to be at a premium. So both teams just got to gut it out.
Okay.
All right.
Fran Fraschilla, what about that? I don't think we talk about it quite enough in these tournament settings, but 3 games in 3 days, it is not something that they do very often. During the year, they do it way at the beginning of the year, and then they do it now.
It is a reason why some coaches secretly, when they know they're going to the big dance, when they do lose, they're not brokenhearted about it because they can get home for a day or two and get some extra rest. Those teams that play on Sunday, tomorrow, they've got a huge disadvantage playing in a Sunday championship game.
Caleb Love on the board, his first 2, and Arizona is within 3. Cryer collects and pulls up short. Tipped out of bounds, and that one off of Tugler. Arizona basketball.
Well, we've seen him do this. Take a look from our ref cam. And as we mentioned yesterday, John, he's a very physical guard, very athletic. Ted actually looked like Oscar Robertson right there when he shot it. No, I'm not comparing him.
That was tipped away, and
I just watch a lot of YouTube.
toss up ahead. Tugler spied Arsenault, and Tugler gets inside and shoots it over the smaller Trey Townsend.
Well, he's got an advantage there, but he will not have that advantage with Basar, which I think is why he's coming back in. Basar did a great job in Tucson of keeping those bigs from scoring.
Good job by Townsend getting position, but his shot is blocked, and Cryer has it. Houston by 5 with the ball.
What is going on here?
Sharp wide open.
That's lethal. That's 6 points right there because Arizona was not matched up getting back. And you cannot do this. Not with this guy. Not this weekend. Emmanuel Sharp is finally healthy.
Back here, T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, 17-9, our Big 12 championship. 10:30 to go here in the first half. The 1-seed Houston taking on the 3-seed Arizona. Emmanuel Sharp has knocked down a couple of threes. He's got 6 points.
Right now, if you were in Vegas, you'd say he's the odds-on favorite to be the tournament MVP at this stage.
He's gone 11 for 18 in the Big 12 tournament from the three-point line. Love, head of steam, turns the corner and lays it in.
All day, you got to go at Houston's defense. And Caleb Love has that kind of physicality. Now you just got to guard the three-point line.
Sharp at the basket. And score the goal, says Doug Sermons, and the foul.
This is a high IQ play by Emmanuel Sharp. And a measure of his growth as a player. He is no longer just a shooter. You'll see at the top that ball's on the way down, an easy call.
Goaltending play is under review.
That'll be quick. But John, the fact that he can get to the basket with strength and power just adds to his repertoire.
After review, the play is confirmed. 2 points, 1 shot, foul.
Kip Kissinger looking into your soul right there.
Kelvin Sampson is never happy unless he's unhappy. Take a look at the drive right here from a point of view of the baseline referee. And that ball is on its downward flight.
Sharp at the line, 90% free throw shooter.
And what Kelvin is doing, John, is he's keeping his team on edge. And I mean that in a positive way. This game is important to him, but this team, he knows in his heart, can win the whole thing. And this is the first of 7 games left in his season.
Sharp not able to hit. Lewis into the front court, hands off to Bradley. It's Houston by 8, under 10 to go. In the first half.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I want to see Arizona do. You got to take that trap into pick and roll. You got to take a couple more dribbles away from the basket and open the floor. They're getting trapped and getting rid of it right away. See that? Take the ball away from the trap a little bit. There you go.
Carter Bryant knocks it down, and Bryant, 36% free throw or three-point shooter, and a guy with a good-looking stroke, and right now projected to be an NBA first-rounder. Milos Uzan going to work against Bradley. Cryer. Sharp, catch and shoot. And a foul on Malik Wilson.
Now Caleb Love's going to get double teamed. I'd like to see another dribble here, but he does bring 2 to him, gets rid of it. And then Carter Bryant just 1 dribble, 2 dribble pull up. This kid's got a beautiful stroke. He's a terrific athlete. We love talking to him during the season. Seems like a great kid, great family.
Love has it, gets at the basket,
yes.
And scoops it home.
I love this Caleb Love. The Caleb Love we've watched this season can really play. He's
really got a burst.
Oh, man, he's physical, John. He's a downhill physical guard. He's got to stay aggressive for them to win.
Cryer picks up the dribble. Bryant takes it away. Carter Bryant, lob. And that one deflected. And here comes Cryer and the Cougars. Wilson into the paint from the elbow. Wouldn't fall.
I love the way they push it.
Bryant had it knocked away.
He's got to be stronger. This is a man's game tonight. Carter Bryant has got to understand everything at the rim has got to be physical.
Bryant and Sharp just collided in the paint. Uzan with Love on him. Loose ball. And I think Doug Sermon's actually called a foul.
It's a good foul call, John, but I love the toughness. This is what I've been talking about. Got to call that a foul, but I love the Arizona toughness here.
Foul on KJ Lewis.
Watch Caleb Love get downhill. He's really hard to guard with a crease. And then back the other way, Emmanuel Sharp. He's been sharp.
We gotta do the simple play, CB. CB, the shit matters down here. You gotta be tough. You gotta be tough. They're gonna go for the ball. They're gonna go for the ball. Just squeeze it, keep it high, and they got nothing.
They're not gonna give it to you if you fly.
Back here in Kansas City, and there's the toughness. Love and Uzan, and then KJ Lewis getting in there. Arizona in for a dog fight or a cat fight or a cougar fight. And then in the huddle, Tommy Lloyd saying, let's go, fellas.
Let's go! Come on, we gotta do it! The simple play, CB! You gotta be caught! You gotta be caught! They're gonna go for the ball! They're gonna go for the ball! They squeeze it, keep it high! And they got nothing!
Tommy Lloyd intense, and I mean, look, he ultimately is delivering exactly the message that you have stated at the outset, because this is what Houston brings every single game, and you've got to match it.
You've got to absolutely match it. If you're going up against Auburn in the SEC, going up against Jim Calhoun in the Big East in the old days, and you're seeing it tonight from Tommy Lloyd, and I think they're giving you toughness, John. Here's what I'll say. You got to take toughness to the borderline of dirty when you play Houston, okay? I'm not talking about flagrant fouls. I'm just talking about take it to the borderline of dirty, because that's how Houston wins.
Uzan gets it in, finds Tugler, and now they'll set it up. Houston leading by 3, under 8 to go first half. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla, Chris Budden. Our championship game of the Big 12 from Kansas City. Uzan.
Good defense.
Stops and looks for some help.
That's long.
Wow. And inside, it's Vasar and Francis getting tangled up. And who do they get?
Well, they probably got Vasar because they're staying at this end, but I like the idea that you said they were tangled up, because this is how you have to just battle these guys. And I was at a practice in September at Houston, and they were still figuring out Uzan. And Uzan was soft, and Kelvin said, son, we're Houston, we foul here, okay? We're allowed to foul.
Cryer backs it out. That last foul indeed was on Vasar. Tugler with a waka on his hip. And Bryant, the double team, and he gets the steal. Love fires. And Tugler pulls it down. Houston into the front court. And Bryant getting back down the court. Sharp. And that floater bounces out. Owaka the rebound.
On that last possession offensively, Carter Bryant got his nose dirty. He was in the scrum on those offensive rebounds.
Bradley stepping back, and a foul on Tugler. Well, over 13 minutes into this game, it is pretty clear that Tommy Lloyd's group is ready for a fight today.
Yep, exactly. And remember that game in Tucson, John, the score was 62-58. It was a low-scoring game, and we're going to have the same thing today. And they average 80. They'll take a 60-point game if they win.
They get it into Vasar. That last foul on Tugler, that's his second. Love goes to the basket, hangs and hits, and one. Caleb Love.
He brought his hard hat today. No question. Remember I said I thought he was starting off slow. He was letting the game come. This is a good defender, Arsenault. Probably one of their 3 best. And he goes right at the body, which you have to do.
Caleb Love from St. Louis, Missouri. Started his career at North Carolina. And Love with the 3-point play. It's an 8-0 Arizona run, and we are tied. Vasar pops out. Cryer swings Uzan. Shot clock is under 10. Uzan got to get something towards the basket for that. And Bryant rebounds. Arizona a chance to take the lead. Owaka got it. First lead of the game for the Wildcats.
The bully's been punched in the nose, and that's how you have to do it. And I say that affectionately.
You hear the Arizona fans chanting U of A. Uzan. Wilson off the window and in. Malik Wilson with the deuce. He had 13 rebounds to go along with 5 points in their win against BYU yesterday.
He's got the highest vertical on that team, 45 inches. He put it to good use.
Love. Good hands there. Uzan had it knocked away. Owaka gets on the floor, gets it back to Bryant. Bradley. Arizona leads by 3.
That defense is locked in right now.
Arsenault thinking about it. Steps back to 3. Won't fall. Bryant rebounds. And the Wildcats will look to add on to their lead.
Carter Bryant, John, has had a transformation since that last timeout huddle.
And an offensive foul, and they get that on Bradley.
Well, this is the play of the first half for Arizona. We've been talking toughness. We've been talking bully ball. This is how you got to do it. You know, there was a sense early on that some of the great teams that they could be soft. That's not Tommy Lloyd, and that's not this team.
Tommy Lloyd in his 4th year as head coach at Arizona, and one of the things you look at is the job he's done against AP top 25 teams. It has been incredible. Second best since he took over in all of college basketball. Arizona by 3 here in Kansas City. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. Let's build a retirement and benefits plan that works for your team. No doubt. Wilbur, Shasta, thanks so much. Kev and Farney, you too.
And I don't know if Arizona will win this game. We've got 26 more minutes, but I think they're obviously a four line or higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, that is. And I think this is an impressive part of their resume, the way they played so far.
One of the things that's been impressive, and if you're an Arizona fan, your program in good hands. The start Tommy Lloyd is off to. They're projected as a 4 seed. Now look at this. Now this is since he took over the last 4 seasons. Best win percentage against AP top 25 teams. Only UConn's better.
Yep.
They won 2 national titles over that stretch. So I mean, Matt Painter's done a pretty darn good job as well. So I mean, Tommy Lloyd is gotten things going in a super direction for Arizona.
Well, he's a terrific young coach. He's got a great fan base. Not easy to win in McHale. We've loved going there this year. And they are in their first year in the league, and they're in the Big 12 championship game.
See if Houston can get Cryer going. He's been quiet.
Look at this.
2 points.
They held that trap, John. They tried to take the ball out of Uzan's hands.
Uzan jumper wouldn't fall, and eventually Francis comes away with it.
Good battle both ways, but Francis used that 7'5" wingspan.
Wilson, kick out Cryer. Quick release, and then a travel. Javier Francis, it's a turnover, and that's the 5th on Houston.
Kelvin thought he got fouled. Maybe he did, but you could say a little bit of their own medicine, because Houston plays as physically as any team in this league, and that's a credit to them. I think today they might be the best team in college basketball, but it's really an academic. This we're going to find out in 4 weeks. Certainly a 1 seed, no matter what happens today.
Love off balance, off the window and in, and he's got 11.
I'm going to vouch for this kid with my NBA buddies, because I know that league. I know the G League. This kid's going to be a professional basketball player.
Uzan crossover and 1. They get a walk on the foul.
And this guy will too someday. The improvement he's made since November is stark. Take a look now. Watch the contact again. Body to body. Keep in mind, John, he broke his nose in early October, and classically in a rebounding drill. And Chris,
nothing says welcome to Houston like breaking your nose in a practice in fall trying to go after a loose ball, but that's what happened. He had to play in a mask for a while. Welcome to how you not only play at Houston, practice at Houston.
There you go. I talked to Kellen Sampson earlier today, and he said, Coach, he missed 3 weeks of our practices before we played our game on November 5th.
Love from way downtown. That's short. Cryer able to collect the loose ball. Houston the other way.
Yeah, that jumper was a little too far.
Francis, offensive rebound. It rims off. Awaka grabs the board.
That's a foul.
You know, talking about Milos Uzan when he first got to Houston, there was that quote from Kelvin Sampson that he was softer than parquet margarine in a microwave. I mean, for you kids out there who want to ask your parents, parquet margarine is soft to begin with, but in the microwave. Well, you know, he says that in obviously in a teasing way, yes, because this kid is a stud.
Well, they recruited him. Kelvin said, we've got a for certain role for you. In other words, you're going to be our starter. We've hand selected you out of the transfer portal.
Left side, corner 3, Caleb Love.
We said if Arizona's going to win the game, Caleb Love has got to play this way. And so far he has.
He's got 14 on 6 of 12 from the floor.
I've seen a lot of hoop this year, and I know the NBA draft. And I realize he's got some history with people, but I'll be shocked if this kid's not in the league. I want you to watch Love again. He's over here now. Keep an eye on him. He's going to find his way to get open. Comes off 1, 2, shakes the defender, catch it, shoot. That's big time.
Sharp at the line. Man, he's had a tough time here in Kansas City from the free throw line. It's weird.
Well, he came in shooting over 90.
And that's going to be a lane violation.
Oh boy. I mean, that lane violation looks like on blue. Isn't that on blue?
I think what he said is that 5 pushed him in.
Oh, got it. Got it. Doug Sermons came over here and gave us a sermon. Good ball movement.
Off-balance shot for Lewis.
Now listen, I've been a Houston advocate all year, so I'm just telling you, I'm impressed with Arizona right now. Houston's been here before.
Wildcats by 5. Here's Cryer at the free throw line.
But I'm liking what Arizona's doing because this is how you do it.
Cryer inside, off balance. Shot wouldn't fall. Bryant the rebound.
You see the freshman getting a little tougher, John?
And out of bounds, it'll stay with Arizona.
Make no mistake about it, folks. This Houston team is a 1 seed. They've got a chance to win the whole thing. They have every ingredient. But Arizona tonight is doing to Houston what Houston usually does to the rest of the Big 12.
What do we got here?
Got a foul on Uzan because he was holding on to Vesar for dear life.
All right, Champ Week rolls on next here on ESPN, the ACC Tournament Championship game, Louisville versus Duke. It's coming up 8:30 Eastern right here on ESPN. T. Price ACC Men's Tournament.
Conrad Martinez in the game for Houston, the youngster from Spain who gave them a big lift in the last minute and a half last night.
Wilson at the basket, give off, and Francis rolls it home. Javier Francis with the bucket. Close in on a minute to go first half, and Arizona's been excellent. They lead in the Big 12 championship by 3. Bradley at the hoop and puts it in off the glass. Jaden Bradley with 7.
Go 2 for 1 here, maybe. Got to get it up by about 39. They won't do it.
Wilson at the basket. Left hand is good. I asked Malik Wilson pregame, how long's your wingspan? He said 6'7". So a 6'3" guy with a 6'7" wingspan. We were speculating on that yesterday.
+4. Yep. +4 is what the league looks for and above.
Shot clock and game clock pretty much in line. Love here, going at Sharp. Caleb Love, floater. And Vesar with the stuff. (33-28). Kansas City, a Big 12 championship is on the line. One of these two will be crowned Big 12 champs for the first time. Toss inside, and the pass for Vesar taken away. Houston back the other way.
They tried to post a mismatch with Arsenault, but that pass was a little too soft by Love. Arizona led at the half by 5 in Tucson.
Sharp drills that one. Emmanuel Sharp with the bucket.
Great strength right there, body to body, got the defender off of him.
Love swings it, Del Orso, and now Bradley. Bradley looking for some space. 3 seconds.
I expect Tommy Lloyd to go to his bench early, but watch Emmanuel Sharp's power right here. He's going to come off this ball screen. Watch him knock the defender back. Create that space. Del Orso, honestly, in a game like this, is overmatched if he's not getting the open three. And I think we'll see KJ Lewis quickly.
And again, our thanks to Kip Kissinger, Marquise Pettigrew, Doug Sermons for wearing ref cam. It's the only conference where you're seeing that unique look from the officials.
Basar moves his feet well for a 7-footer.
Uzan inside, too strong, it rattles out, but he'll go to the line and shoot 2. And Milos down to the floor. That foul on Owaka is number 3, and with that, Carter Bryant will check into the game. Three-point Arizona advantage. Uzan with 8 points thus far. Make it 9. SEC championship comes your way on Sunday from Nashville. It's Tennessee, the 4 seed, against Florida, the 2 seed. Tennessee beat Auburn. Florida defeated Alabama. Give me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how surprised are you that it's those 2 in the championship?
I'm not at all. No, those top 4 seeds, John, they're all Final Four level teams. Florida's playing as well as anybody in the country. I know Kelvin Sampson's happy for his close friend Rick Barnes. Those guys go back 45, 50 years to the days they played against each other in college in North Carolina.
Feed inside, Bryant, and that rims off.
We talked about Houston being the bully on the block.
Tugler hit the floor hard. They get a foul on Basar, and that's going to be his 2nd.
I promise you, Houston is no Biff Tannen from Back to the Future, the fake bully. Kelvin Sampson will definitely have his team ready the next 18 minutes, no question about it.
When's the last time you saw Back to the Future?
6 months ago.
Okay. A Biff Tannen reference. If you had that in the bingo card, God bless you.
We got some baseball references coming up.
Yeah, we do. 33-32. And Sharp rolls that one home.
There you go.
He's a good shooter, but he's also physical when he gets inside.
Very much so. Very much so. These guards are really physical.
Good ball movement. Bryant. And that pure stroke. He can really shoot it.
He's got a great high follow through. You know, we talked about beef. Balance, elbows, eyes, follow through. Watch the swan neck at the top. We call this a swan neck follow through because he holds that hand out there. Beautiful. That's a swan's neck, right? That looks like a swan, doesn't it?
Yep.
John, you might, when we're done, you might go to your court and start shooting baskets.
Yeah, we'll see, Franny.
Okay.
36-34. Carter Bryant knocking down that triple, and he's got 6. Tugler thought about it. Uzan on the baseline. And rebound Arizona. Love. And they get a foul.
And that's JoJo's 3rd, I believe. He stopped a fast break.
Indeed. Personal foul number 3. And Caleb Love knew that, actually. As soon as he absorbed the foul, he held up 3 fingers. We saw him do that yesterday. Guy with a high basketball IQ.
Yep, sure does.
Bradley directing traffic. Basar comes. Francis pops out. Swing inside. There's that high IQ and a brilliant pass from Caleb Love. Mom loving it.
And what they did right there was move that ball out of the trap quickly, and it's hard to recover back to the big guy.
And Uzan with a huge answer for Houston. He's got 13, a 1-point game.
Houston has they have so many answers offensively. Even in years they've been great defensively, John, they don't have this much offensive firepower. And they've got pros in the that have left this program. Watch Love. He's going to stretch that defense out.
Lewis used the body and got separation and knocks down the jumper. KJ Lewis.
What they're doing is they're taking the trap, and Love is using a couple extra dribbles to stretch the help defense out. And the last 2 times he's made them pay.
Cryer with the bigger Bryant on him. Sharp will try and hit Emmanuel Sharp with 3 more. He's got 15.
And that was an NBA 3, 23-9.
Yet if Houston wins this championship, at least right here, Fran, I think he's probably your MVP.
Yeah, there's no question about it. He's had a great 2.5 games so far. That's a little off right there.
And that one off of Lewis, out of bounds. We are tied here in the early going of the second half.
Watch this look now by Caleb Love. He comes off a ball screen. He finds the big fella inside. They can't recover. And then Emmanuel Sharp, young man with deep, deep range.
Retirement and benefits plan that works for your team. And looks from ref cam.
Man, that's a good shot.
Doug Sermon, Skip Kissinger, Marquise Pettigrew back here in Kansas City. Yeah, that's our officiating group. We're tied at 40. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla, and Chris Budden. That's your broadcasting group.
How about that? And by the way, John, Houston has 4 offensive rebounds tonight, and that is not a high number. This is arguably one of the couple best offensive rebounding teams in the country, but credit Arizona. They've been toe-to-toe tonight.
All 4 of those offensive rebounds, as Chris Budden pointed out, from Javier Francis. Uzan at the basket. Lob! And there is Javier Francis.
And that's Uzan getting a piece of the paint again. Getting downhill.
Houston with the lead.
See how they're trying to get that ball quickly out of those double teams and pick and roll.
Bradley into the paint. High arcing shot. And there's Vasar to stuff it home.
Francis and then Vasar. That's elevation, Holmes. Elevation.
Wilson probing. Malik gives off. LJ Cryer, who's been limited to just 2 points here in this championship game. First team all-league performer.
That's great defense. LJ can usually get that shot up.
Got a goal here. Uzan. Shot wouldn't fall, but Francis, the offensive rebound, and he draws the foul. And Bryant is in some pain.
Probably going to have to catch his breath, John Shambi.
Yeah, indeed. Vasar, by the way, picks up his 3rd. Uzan as well.
Last couple of plays here, John. Watch Uzan get downhill. We keep talking about when the big guy comes over to help, usually there is a dunker. That's what we call the dunker spot, by the way. And then this is pretty good, man. This kid gets up quick. We talked about his toughness. Really impressed with this young man. He's only a sophomore. He's got a bright future at Arizona.
Yeah, the opportunity for Vesar really happened because of the injury to Mo Krivas. Tommy Lloyd said he thought might end up being their best player. And Krivas had a left ankle injury that ended his season in mid-December, and the opportunity for Vesar to step up, and he has. You look at Henry Vesar, he's averaging nearly 13 and 6 on 64% shooting, including 41% from 3 since the start of February.
Yes, and I think that injury not only helped Vesar, but it helped Awaka become more of a go-to inside presence. And Carter Bryant really benefited because he's going to be an NBA 3-man someday, but playing him at the 4 with that jump shot is perfect. That young man has really improved his free throw shooting. He's up over 70%, Xavier Francis.
He's got 5 points and 6 rebounds. Houston leading it by a couple. Caleb Love leading the Wildcats with 14. Goes to the basket, a little bit strong. And Wilson able to pull down the rebound. Uzan pushing ahead. Sharp catch and shoot. Great look at it for Emmanuel Sharp. And now KJ Lewis behind the back. Beautiful move.
Oh, contorted his body.
KJ Lewis, who'd been nursing a right wrist injury at the half of yesterday's semifinal against Texas Tech. He took the tape off of his right wrist. Cryer got it. He's been quiet. His first points in the second half. He's only got 5, but LJ Cryer drills a 3 in Houston by that many. Lewis and Francis the rebound. Wilson puts it on the floor, step back, and it goes over Trey Townsend. Nice work by Malik Wilson. Timeout, Arizona. Houston's lead is 5.
Well, Arizona hanging in there. Number of heroes tonight. How about KJ Lewis? Behind the back finish. Stat sheet stuffer. That time he gets 2.
And it was Caleb Love with 27 in the semifinals against Texas Tech. Here in this one, 14 points outside and inside. Full head of steam off the glass and good. And Love keeping Arizona in this one. Chris Budden, you asked Caleb Love's mom a really good question.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if she remembers when he fell in love with basketball. She said it actually happened in Kansas City at her parents' house. His grandfather was more of a football guy, but put up a basketball hoop in their backyard just for Caleb. But Caleb was too small, so he had to back up the pickup truck to underneath the rim. And that's where he first really learned to play basketball, fall in love with basketball in this city, where not just mom is here. She hasn't sat down, by the way, but has about 30 friends and family from this area.
Yeah, he put the number at like 50, and that picture is magnificent. Back the truck up, get Caleb to the basket, and here we go. Awaka inside, in and out, and Tobe Awaka to the line.
Good find by Trey Townsend. The double team came. He didn't panic. When you get trapped on the low post, you take a dribble or 2 off the lane to create a little space.
Awaka 67% from the free throw line. All right, coming up tomorrow, Selection Sunday. It starts with SportsCenter at 6 Eastern, and then on To bracketology at 7 Eastern, presented by Lowe's. Reese and the guys will look at the men's field of 68, and at 8 the women's field of 68 revealed. Coverage continue on ESPN2, bracketology, and a complete breakdown.
And this performance by Arizona, John, will not hurt them with the committee.
Uzan inside, and it rims out, and Milos to the line. We've already established you think this is a Houston team good enough to win it all. How deep can Arizona get?
I think they can get to the Sweet 16. I really do. They have terrific guard play. Their post players have improved over the course of the season. Awaka, Vesar. Vesar is going to play in the NBA someday. Awaka is a load inside. He's one of the best 3 or 4 offensive rebounders in the country. We know we've already chronicled the guard play. Tommy Lloyd's pretty much won everywhere he's been. He knows about, hey, who knows about the NCAA tournament better than this guy? 19 or 20 years at Gonzaga.
And remember all that when you look at their resume for a team that started 4 and 5.
Now, they were abysmal in Atlantis.
Love bounce pass, Awaka, and he traveled. It's a turnover, and that's the 8th on Arizona. 51-46. Both teams done a pretty good job taking care of the basketball. This one has had a lot of fight to it.
Yeah, you can see the view. Yeah. Kip Kissinger. That is a ref cam extraordinaire right there. And he did lift it. He did lift his pivot foot too.
I could watch that in a loop all day. Wilson step back, jumper is good. It's a 3, and all of a sudden the lead is ballooned to 8 for Houston. Malik Wilson with 9.
Is he like their underrated X factor or what?
Inside, Vesar did well to keep it up above. He wanted a foul call, and he couldn't hit the shot. Uzan with Townsend on him.
Oh, this is good. This is good. This is good.
Uzan had
That's
quickness
good.
advantage, and he used it.
That's called targeting a defender. They ran a 1-4 pick and roll with Arsenault to get Townsend on Uzan, and Uzan made them pay.
Biggest lead of the game, it is 10. At the basket, Bradley scoops it up and in. Jaden Bradley.
Let's watch this, John. They're going to go right back to the same play. Well, I thought they might, but they'll target Bryant.
And Sharp is fouled by Carter Bryant. Our under 12 timeout. The lead for the Cougars is 8.
The unsung hero of this team this year, Malik Wilson, with the 45-inch vertical and an improved jump shot. And then Kelvin Sampson creates a little mismatch. Big fella on the point guard. Makes him pay.
Starts right.
Let's take a look at our game track. It's brought to you by Jimmy John's, Milos Uzan. 17 points to lead all scores. Caleb Love with 14, but has not scored in the second half. He's only taken 1 shot. Points in the paint pretty even. 5 ties, 4 lead changes. Right now, the lead belongs to Houston by 8, and they have the ball.
And no question, John, Caleb's got to get a little bit more aggressive. He's kind of, he has not been selfish, but he's got to be selfish at times for this team.
Sharp off balance, and Bryant grabs the rebound.
Cats need a flurry.
Bradley at the basket and scores over Wilson.
Assist Tobe Awaka, because as we've seen in this tournament, when you post up and seal your own man, it opens up a driving lane.
Henry Vasar was down the other end of the court, kind of hobbling. We'll see if he's okay, if it's some type of lower leg injury. And Uzan gets the roll.
And I talked to Kellen Sampson today. He said we might be looking. They got a great point guard coming in, but this kid Uzan is putting himself on the map. That's what you got to do. There you go.
Hey, let's go, says Caleb Love. First points of the second half. We're under 10 to play, and the lead is 6 for Houston.
He creates his own shot so easily, John, that he's got to be a little selfish in this situation with 9.5 to go. I don't think I've ever seen a player improve as much as Uzan has in the Big 12.
Shot off the mark, diving for it. Caleb Love, possession arrow, and it belongs to Houston.
Watch this now. Uzan just needs a little space. Bryant, you got to make him a driver. And then Caleb off the dribble. He's so talented, John. Great hustle by both teams. Well, this has not been a knockout in a heavyweight fight. Right now, we're in about the 10th round, and the challenger is throwing their own haymakers.
Houston by 6. Uzan with Bradley on him. Now Awaka pops out.
Well, he's got the ISO.
Sharp will fire. Tipped out, and a collision. And a foul will be on Uzan as he and Bradley, full head of steam, collided with one another.
It's great hustle both ways. Bradley was thinking of breakaway right here. He's thinking breakaway, and then Uzan gets in, throws the hip check, and an easy call. Jaden got excited. I want to knock on wood because this officiating crew has done a great job. All 3 of these guys, you could see them in the Final Four. Would not surprise me at all. 3 of the best.
Third foul on Uzan. Bradley, Arizona needing the bucket. Caleb Love, a little bit strong. Rebound, Houston. Sharp able to collect that before it sailed out of bounds.
We should remind people that Houston is playing this tournament without a first-team All-League player in Jawan Roberts. Kind of the heart and soul of their team.
Wilson at the basket, lost the handle, and it was blocked.
They got space to drive.
Lewis at the basket, left hand, and it goes.
4-on-4 is a breakaway. 4-on-4 is like a hockey power play. You got room to drive it, even though there's 4 defenders back. Good decision by Lewis.
KJ with 9. KJ Lewis.
KJ is doing his job defensively.
Wilson's jumper wouldn't fall. Rebound taken down by Awaka. And Lewis into the front court. Arizona down by 4. Out of bounds.
Not reviewable.
(59-55). Arizona frustrated with the out of bounds call.
Watch KJ Lewis, John. Open court. 4-on-4 is great for drivers, and Lewis makes the defense pay.
Houston by 4. All right, look at the right hand. Malik Wilson appeared to knock it away from Jaden Bradley. Does Bradley touch it here? I don't think so.
Nope, I don't think so either. I think he whiffs. He whiffed.
But it was, and here's what the ref sees. And I think they either thought Bradley had initially touched it or touched it there, and they call it Arizona basketball. Look, you ask me my opinion, I think that Malik Wilson tipped that out of bounds and Bradley didn't touch it. We're slowing that thing down to so slow. I got no beef with Doug Sermon's call.
Let's tell people what we did for 90 seconds in the time.
That's right.
We watched it like 20 times, and we did not know for sure.
Yeah. So I think it was probably wrong, but I got no problem with what's called there. These guys done a really good job. Here's Cryer inside, and it'll go.
Those are crazy shots for most people.
Last Houston huddle, Chris Budden, what'd you hear?
Kelvin Sampson reminding his guys, do not let Caleb Love go to his right hand. He's continued to do that in the second half against us. He said when they get a defensive rebound, just go up and get back on the other side. They're too good in transition. We're better if we're on 5-on-5. He ended the huddle saying, we have to play fearless.
Bradley going to the basket with the left hand and one.
And these guards for Arizona have matched that fearlessness today, Chris. You talk about attacking downhill. They have met the challenge. We're not surprised because we told you early, in order to beat Houston, you got to be as tough or tougher. And those three Arizona guards certainly have been.
In and out, and Arsenault grabs it. Houston by 4.
This is the time in the game where Los Uzan and L.J. Cryer have been at their best in the last 6 weeks of this season.
Cryer not able to hit. Arizona basketball. Wildcats down by 4. Arsenault draped all over Lewis. Lewis inside and puts it home. And KJ has 11.
That's so good. KJ could not go off 1 foot because there was traffic, and he came to a 2-foot stop and gathered himself.
Uzan leading all scorers with 20. Gets to Sharp. Wide open look. Can't hit. And a foul on Houston.
They saw battling Tugler toe-to-toe.
And that last foul will be on JoJo Tugler, his 4th.
Watch Lewis now. He's trying to get off 1 foot. He can't. So he comes to the 2-foot stop and steps through. Right through the 2 defenders. And then down on this end, we talked about Vesar. Do not ever call this guy soft.
You hear the Arizona fans chanting U of A. Houston by 2. A chance for Arizona to tie or take the lead. In and out. Awaka the rebound. Tobe Awaka, Fran mentioned it, one of the best offensive rebounders in all of college basketball. And that scoop wouldn't fall, but Bradley will go to the line and Jaden will shoot 2.
Well, what I love about this game, John, is we love watching Houston play. We've seen them all year. We know how good they are. To me, they might be the best team in the country today. And if not, they're in the top 3. But we also know that when you take on a team this good with this much toughness, you have to challenge them. And the Wildcats have certainly done that.
And we showed you Juwan Roberts not playing today for Houston. More college basketball and the American Championship. Memphis defeated Tulane by a point. UAB playing North Texas right now. And Memphis against the winner of that one. It's tomorrow, 3:15 Eastern on ESPN.
And if you're a Cougar fan, don't worry about Juwan Roberts. He will be ready to go next week. Could have played today if they needed him.
Sharp off balance. Awaka the rebound. Here comes Bradley. Arizona could take the lead. Bradley. And the follow by Awaka. Wildcats laid it. Kelvin Sampson calls timeout. Here in Kansas City, a 1-point game. It's our Big 12 championship, a 7-0 run.
We're in the 12th round, folks, and the challenger is hanging with the champ. Waka getting it done inside.
Back here, T-Mobile Center, and that is what they're playing for, the 2025 Men's Basketball Championship Trophy. And right now, it's the 3 seed Arizona leading by 1 over the Houston Cougars. The 1 seed, they're ranked 2nd in the country. Tobe Awaka with that last bucket and giving Arizona the lead. Caleb Love with 17 points, and that leads Arizona. Waka pops out. Uzan will try and hit. Milos Uzan with 23, and that's a new career high.
This is deja vu, John. We told you the last 6 weeks, Cryer and Uzan have been go-to guys. They are fearless.
This is only the 6th time Houston has trailed at the half in a game. They trailed in Tucson 37-25 and came away with a win. And Uzan and Cryer were huge down the stretch. Bradley, step back. It's a 3 and it's short.
Don't like that shot. Good hustle. Don't like that shot, Jaden. Go to the basket.
Bradley just a 29% free throw shooter, or 3-point shooter, I should say.
Watch him use his dribble to freeze the defender. When you got a guy that can handle the ball, you kind of in and out, you dribble, you kind of cat and mouse, and then when he falls asleep, you just pull up. He's great at that.
Houston by 2. Cryer on the baseline. Tipped out Wilson. And a big offensive rebound for Houston. Arizona's done a great job limiting the offensive rebounding of the Cougars. Uzan off the glass and good. 25 for Milos.
He's playing his way off this team next year. The way he's played in the last month. Reminds me of Andrew Nembhard of the Indiana Pacers.
Close in on 3.5 to go. Arizona down 4. Bradley with Cryer on him. Lewis will try. And flying in for the rebound is Wilson. Milos Uzan of the Houston Cougars leading by 4. Lewis draped all over him. Shot clock winding down. Wilson. Give off Uzan from the corner. Wilson. Tipped out. Wilson has it.
Houston showing a little bit of their toughness. That's in their DNA.
Uzan dribbling out. Shot clock winding down. And we get a foul on Tugler, and that is his 5th. He's done.
They handpicked Milos Uzan when he went into the portal. They need somebody to replace Shed. That's not easy. It's hard. They found the right guy.
Career high 25 in the championship game. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. And right now they're 233 away from winning it again. In most Big 12 tournament championships, Kansas, Iowa State, and then Oklahoma, and Kelvin won all three of them.
Exactly. Seems like yesterday, but not only did he do a great job at Oklahoma, he's always been a fixer-upper. Montana Tech, Washington State, after Oklahoma, Indiana, that was well chronicled. NBA assistant, I asked him, John, about 5-6 years ago, why Houston? Because he was going to be an NBA head coach. He said, I needed something to fix. And I think there was a double meaning there, because a lot of people were down on Kelvin Sampson. He's not only built a great program, he's going to be a Hall of Fame coach in the Naismith Hall of Fame.
Love going to work on Sharp. Love.
Tough shot.
And that one tipped, and eventually it's Uzan as Awaka and Francis got tied up together. Milos Uzan with the basketball. Houston a 4-point advantage. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla, Chris Budden. It's our Big 12 championship. The 1 seed Houston with the lead on the 3 seed Arizona. Uzan, clock winding down. Uzan, shot is short. There's Wilson swooping in, but instead Arizona the board. Off to Love, short on that shot, and a foul on Houston.
Big free throws right here. Arizona still knocking on the door. 3-on-1 break.
Double checking, that last foul was on Uzan, and that's his 4th. And a big free throw for Caleb Love. Mom, she's been standing the whole game.
Think about this young man, John. He's heading towards 2,700 points. Last year, Pac-12 Player of the Year. Was on the all-Final 4 team in 22. First team All-Big 12 this year.
Gets them both, and they needed it. They're within 2. 1:38 to go. Great crowd here in Kansas City for our championship. Awaka out on Uzan. Pryor back out. Sharp hesitates, can't hit.
Can you get something to the basket?
Love. Travel.
And Basar got in Love's way. Love was a little impatient. Basar was trying to clear space, and Caleb just traveled. Take a look. He's coming in here. There's when he slipped. He looked like he...
yeah, teammates and their feet kind of got tangled together. Yeah. Under a minute to go, and Houston with the ball up 2.
They're looking for the mismatch, but Awaka's been pretty good for his size.
Uzan. They almost lost it. Now Francis! Xavier Francis on the broken play collected it and threw it down. Arizona calls timeout, 4-point game.
Well, Houston was trying to exploit the mismatch with the Waka on Uzan. They had it covered, and it was good defense. They knocked it loose, but then in knocking it loose, Xavier Francis picked it up, and he's not missing this. Great effort both ways. We've seen it all night. And Xavier Francis.
Juwan Roberts, their biggest cheerleader. Frustration on the face of Tommy Lloyd. 42.5 seconds left. It's Arizona's ball. And the Houston lead is 4.
Now you got time now. It's going to be Arizona ball. You don't need a 3. Going to the basket has worked well for you tonight. You score, you set up a press. Certain guys you do not want to foul. Cryer and Sharp.
By the way, after the game, for continuing coverage of the Big 12 Championship post-game ceremony, tune in to ESPN Plus to watch. Our own Chris Budden will be directing the traffic there. She'll be hosting the post-game ceremony.
Well, there's been no knockout in this heavyweight fight, John. It has gone the distance. And the basketball committee, group of very smart guys, have watched a very good Arizona team tonight. A team that's got a lot of different attributes that could serve them well next week.
Bradley going to work on Cryer. Gets inside, flips it back. He can't touch it.
He cannot touch it.
And that'll be a double dribble.
All right, now you still got to hang in here if you're Arizona. Take a look. Jaden lets go of the ball, and he cannot be the first to touch it unless he had fumbled it, but he did not do that. He let the ball go.
Carter Bryant will check back in, and Owaka will grab a seat. And they get a foul on KJ Lewis, and that is foul number 6.
Now remember, Cryer and Sharp. Sharp came into this tournament over 90%. That's dropped. This is a guy you don't want to foul, but you're going to have to foul somebody shortly. It's a 2-possession game. That's the guy to foul. Is that smart or what? Malik Wilson is a 72% foul shooter. Not bad. But instead of getting fouled, he takes the timeout. And that means the next time they throw it in, hopefully it's Sharp or Cryer.
So 68-64. And Houston with the lead, 22.5 seconds left courtside. John Chomby and Fran Fraschilla. What's your take on what we've seen here today?
I used the analogy, 15-round heavyweight fight. Houston is a great champion. They've dominated this league for 2 years. Arizona, first year in the league. Tommy Lloyd has brought the toughness he's talked about since he arrived at Arizona. And it's the game we thought we could get if Arizona matched Houston in terms of that toughness. I've said that word 25 times tonight, but it fits because that's the only way you beat the Cougars.
Well, a career-high 25 from Milos Uzan, and in the second half, 17 of those 25 on 5 of 8 from the floor, including 3 threes.
What's so much fun, John, is we watched him at Oklahoma playing for a terrific coach in Porter Moser. 2 years there. They went into the portal, Houston did, to replace Jamal Shed, and they basically handpicked this kid. I've talked to his agent a number of times through the years, and he said, we took less money because he wanted to be part of a team that could go to the Final Four, and he has certainly filled that role perfectly.
One of the things to consider, it's 68-64. Arizona took the lead at the 5:32 mark. They've scored 2 points since.
Very similar to the game in Tucson.
Good hands by Bradley, and comes over the table, and looks like Jaden is all right as he goes down, says hi to Chris Budden, says hello to Wilbur.
Here he comes back in.
And he's back on the court.
That ball's going to be, that's going to be a full court throw in now. Watch this, ball's deflected, it goes out of bounds deep in the corner. This is a spot throw in now, so it's like full court pressure. One of these guys over here is going to get it, because that's where the best foul shooters are.
Uzan gets it to Cryer. Cryer up ahead to Sharp. And Sharp absorbs the contact, and Emmanuel will go to the line.
But he's in a slump, John.
0 for 1 today in this tournament. 10 for 14, which,
that's unacceptable.
right, for him it's unacceptable. For most people, that'll work just fine. But again, a reminder, Duke and Louisville coming up next. The ACC Tournament Championship right here on ESPN.
I'm watching his dad, Derek Sharp, in the third row. He was at 89%. See that guy in the jersey? In his career, he was an 89% foul shooter in Europe. And he's not really reacting, although people are giving him some fives right now.
Love fires. And that misses all of it. And it was out of bounds. And it'll be Houston basketball. Cougars up by 6 and 9.7 seconds away from a Big 12 tournament championship.
And they did it without Jawan Roberts. I told Jawan today, this team looks much quicker when you're not out there.
And they get the foul on Vasar. And Kelvin Sampson is going to collect his 4th Big 12 championship, but his first as the head coach of the Houston Cougars.
Sometimes you hear coaches in these tournaments, you hear people say, well, they don't really want to win it. It takes too much out of you. And you want to get ready for next week. That's not in this man's DNA. I think he just smiled.
Cryer gets them both. The lead is 8, 5.6 to go. Bradley fires. And Houston, the Cougars, are champions here in the Big 12. 72-64. The Cougars